Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. The hottest games in 2021. The games that are on the horizon. What are we going to be playing? What are we excited for this year? That's what this video is going to cover. What games are we looking forward to in the future of 2021? What games are we going to be playing? What games are we going to be covering on this channel right here? Will you get there with us? Will you see what we're excited for? Will you join us? Will you find some good games? Let's find out. Let's go. Come on. What are you waiting for? Let's go. All of the games on these lists are set to release in 2021, but as we know with game development, things get delayed, so it's no guarantee that everything on this list will release this year. So to start off each game, I'm going to read some information that is publicly facing about each game. I do have some inside information about some of these games, but I'm not going to release anything that was given to me privately out of respect for the development team, and I hope you guys can understand that. So to start off, we have Warhammer 40k Darktide. Fight together with your friends against hordes of enemies in this new Warhammer 40k experience. From the developers of the best-selling and award-winning co-op action franchise, Vermintide. Warhammer 40k Darktide is a visceral 4-player co-op action game set in the Hive city of Tertium. In the depths of the Hive, the seeds of corruption threaten an overwhelming tide of darkness. A heretical cult known as the Admonition seeks to seize control of the planet Atoma Prime and lay waste to its inhabitants. It is up to you and your allies in the Inquisition to root out the enemy before the city succumbs to chaos. Stem the overwhelming tides of enemies alongside up to 3 friends in this harrowing co-op experience. Team composition and collaboration are critical and will determine whether or not you secure victory for the God Emperor. Built on the legacy of Vermintide 2's highly praised melee combat, Warhammer 40k Darktide introduces a deep and balanced gunplay to the mix. Master the balance between ranged and melee combat as you fight through a slew of enemies, feeling the impact of each swing of your chainsword and blazing gunfire from your lasgun. Step into the dystopian and violent world of Warhammer 40k universe, where you play the part of a convict-turned-agent who serves the Zealous Inquisition in its mission to exterminate Chaos Cultist corruption. Choose your class and customize your skill set and loadout, all tailored to suit your own style of play. Upgrade your gear, customize your character's looks, and prove your worth to the elusive Inquisitor. So I am really excited for this game, because as you guys know, I am a huge fan of co-op games. I've played Warhammer quite a few years now. It's been a long time. And I really enjoyed the Vermintide series. It's a challenging type of co-op game, and I'm hoping to get that from this game as well, which seems like this line here that says team composition and collaboration are critical, that kind of speaks to me there. They're saying, hey, you got to work well with your team, you got to get builds and a composition that works well together and synergizes well together, rather than just kind of, do what you want, buddy, you're going to be okay no matter what you do. I like working well, getting on Discord, working well with your team, and deciding, okay, I'm going to bring this because it's a little more supportive for the team rather than just full damage. Stuff like that. Making choices that helps your team as a whole progress through ever-increasing difficulties. Super excited for this game. I can't wait to hear more about it. And as soon as I do, I'm definitely going to be talking about it in our Discord and on our social media. And as soon as I can get my hands on this thing, you bet I'll be releasing whatever I can whenever they let me. So look forward to hearing about Warhammer 40k Darktide a little bit more soon. Profane. This game is amazing looking. My guild is super excited for this one, and we can't wait to conquer this one, just like we have past MMOs. Let's read a little bit about Profane. Profane, a dynamic open world filled with adventures. Monsters and resources will not appear in the same places. Neither cities nor villages will be permanent, and they can be destroyed or improved by players' actions. Weather in Profane is dynamic, creating unpredictable, unexpected situations. Climatic phenomena may affect the flora, the creature's behavior, and interfere with the player's movement and vision. Build a home and begin your journey. Whether alone or with a group of friends, you can change the world and the game's story. Create from small villages to great cities in the open world and be responsible for the triumph of a powerful empire. Use your home to store resources and create a workstation, but keep in mind that Profane's world is a treacherous place, so ensure your house protection to prevent looting and damage. Conquer territories. Territorial conquest is at the heart of Profane. That's how a guild can leave its mark on the game's history. Players can build towns and cities, conquer mines and castles, and define the world's political geography. Owning a territory in Profane offers many game advantages. For example, you get to charge taxes on the resources that are collected in your land so you can expand your domain even more, but your ambition can draw the attention of other adventurers or factions that may want to claim your territory for themselves. No classes or levels. In Profane, you can choose what kind of player you want to be. You don't need to be tied to a class to define your combat style, which will be determined by what you exercise the most. Choose your favorite weapons, practice and earn incredible active skills. Combat and work proficiencies can be learned and practiced throughout interactions with the world, whether by collecting resources, crafting, building, or using different weapons and spells. Besides combat, Profane will have many activities for you to choose from, who like to evolve into multiple professions such as trade, fishing, cooking, and more. Create your own combat strategy. As you explore the world, you can discover and collect several elemental skills. To use them, they need to be activated in your build. The skill slots are limited and have a cooldown to be changed again. Create a combat strategy that fits better your role-playing or that is more suitable for your next adventure. Don't like the outcome? Rearrange your build and live a completely different experience. Risk and reward. If you want to be a player killer, go ahead. Be ready to face the consequences of negative karma, though. PKs won't have an easy time accessing some cities and NPC factions that do not tolerate criminals. Guards will attack you and you may be chased by other law defenders, with the sole purpose of hunting and decimating PKs from the Earth's face. But there won't be a magic penalty for PKs, and full loot is applied to all players regardless of their karma. The risk and reward factor will always be present in the game, and because of that, open PvP and full loot become essential pieces to our game design. When you die, enemies can loot your equipped items and everything in your inventory, but this is not the end of the world. You don't lose your progress or skills. Besides, equipment will serve more as a bonus or attribute, as it wouldn't make sense to invest massive resources in equipment that you may lose during a fight. However, it's wise to have more items stocked in the home or bank. Factions are an NPC group that belong to the same culture and share multiple interests. They will not always be in the same place, and they will be able to expand their territories, evolving from small villages to great cities. But for that to happen, factions will need resources to reinforce their bases, which can generate conflict with cities nearby, whether they belong to players or NPCs. Players will have a decisive role in this process because they can help or harm these groups' plans, create a reputation with them, and get some exciting perks with that. On the other hand, enemy factions may not like to see your village expand and decide to take action. Artifacts. Artifacts are unique items that can grant incredible power to its bearer. It is not easy to find since their existence doesn't follow a known pattern. These rare items have such power that they can turn a mere adventurer into a powerful warlord, but everything comes at a price. Besides being chased by a horde of greedy players, its owner will face other challenges like indulging the mysterious wishes of the artifact in their possession. What if they don't? The artifact will abandon them, perhaps to be found by somebody else somewhere around the world. Wow. Alright, so Profane obviously has a lot going for it. So much going for it that there's not enough footage to show you constant new footage for this while I read all of that. So this is going to loop a little bit, sorry about that. But I'm just going to give you my 2 cents a little bit of history about myself. I've been playing MMOs, they are my favorite genre, and I know I haven't been covering much of them, but my guild's moving to Classic WoW Fresh very soon when that comes up. But we're always looking for that next big MMO, you know? It's great to have an MMO to play with a bunch of people together. There's nothing like having, 100 people banding together to complete a common task, conquer a common goal. And Profane looks incredible. It looks like the Arcade I wish we had. For those of you that know some of my history in MMOs, you know that we played Arcade back in the day. We were flown out to the devs headquarters for claiming the world's best spot in the game. We did really, really well in that game, and this game really, really seems like the Arcade Plus, we can call it, right? It's got a whole ton of additional features like building your own territory and your own faction and your cities, and that's just extremely appealing to me, being able to have like your own home for your guild. And we've been promised stuff like this before, seeing like the world evolve with NPCs and such, with like EverQuest Next, but it never came to be. It never actually released, which was a shame. It's still something that it's a sore spot still, not being able to see EverQuest Next come out. But I'm looking forward to something with full loot PvP like this, hardcore PvP, that really puts the hardcore players above the rest. It really helps you stand out from the crowd and make a name for yourself. And I always like MMOs that support that, an environment where players and guilds can stand out from the crowd and make a name for themselves. So really looking forward to Profane. I hope to get into it as soon as possible, and I will definitely keep you guys tuned as I get some more information from the devs that I'm kind of bothering a little bit. Alright, let's move on. Tribes of Midgard. Tribes of Midgard is a new game in which players must resist the oncoming invasion of giants during Ragnarok. Set in worlds full of dark creatures, hidden gods, and abundant materials to be uncovered. You play as a Viking living in a village that houses the seat of Yggdrasil, the last bastion that protects the gods from the other realms. You'll need to explore the wilderness to craft new weapons and be prepared to defend the sacred center of your village from the grim shadows from hell that prey upon its power. All the while, giants stalk ever closer to the village, seeking to destroy Midgard and fulfill the prophecy of the end of the world. Form a tribe from 1 to 10 players and thrive together as long as you can. Discover ancient relics, meet wandering merchants, and face treacherous enemy camps. Use your gathered materials to forge new equipments and reinforce your village. Work together to stop the Legion of Hell from invading your village at nightfall. Build structures to reach cliffs, cross rivers, and create entire base layouts to protect your village. Face a variety of enemies while exploring the world and loot them for rewards. Engage menacing giants and defeat them before they destroy the seat of Yggdrasil. Awesome looking. I'm super excited for this game because it has 10-player co-op. It's got crafting, building your own villages, like defense. You gotta keep your village up, don't let them break the walls in the center, and I'm all about that defense life, that large player co-op. That's why I love MMOs so much, and it's hard to find co-op games that are over 4 players, so really nice seeing that this is a 10-player game. I've been waiting for this one for a long time. I'm not going to give you the name, no. Let's see if you can guess it somewhere throughout this video and an explanation of it. It's been 15 years since humanity lost to the virus. The last great human settlement exists within an unforgiving, infected world plunged into a modern dark age. During the day, bandits, factions, and starving survivors roam the streets, scavenging for scraps or someone to take them from, by violence if necessary. At night, the infected roam free, evacuating their dark hideouts to prey on the living. You are Aiden Caldwell, an infected survivor. Your exceptional agility and brutal combat skills make you a powerful ally and a valuable commodity in this dangerous world. You can achieve things no one else can, enter places no one else dares. With your unique abilities, you have the power to be an agent of change within this decaying metropolis. The fate of the city is in your hands. You must make tough decisions and hard sacrifices as you decide the fate of a society on the brink of collapse. The effect of the choices you make will have a huge impact on entire regions of the city, uncovering new land masses and areas to explore. On your journey from humble beginnings to a person of great power, you have unprecedented freedom of movement across the city, seamless integration with brutal first-person combat. In a desperate city where resources and power are scarce, unstable, and trust in ruling bodies is all but eroded, humankind has reverted to a dark age. Civilization is gone, but the relics are still there. This is a violent, primal, and unforgiving world, and so are its inhabitants. The infection has evolved and become more sensitive to UV light. Society exists in the relative safety of sunlight, while the infected hide in the shadows of buildings. At night, the infected roam the streets freely, searching for prey, presenting opportunities for you to explore areas of the city inaccessible by day. Play the entire campaign in up to 4-player co-op. Host your own games or join other players, and see how their choices have played out differently to your own, and how they have shaped the world differently to yours. If you haven't guessed it by now, I'm going to tell you what it is. Ready? 3, 2, 1. That's right, Dying Light 2. Whew, I had a good time in the first game. Dying Light 1 was really, really, really awesome with the jumping around the city, the parkour type of design for the game, and the traversing of the city, and I just loved it. I loved exploring, finding secrets up on top of the buildings, finding your equipment, and bashing zombie heads. What the heck's not to like about that? The vehicles that they added later in the DLC in the first one were great. They were a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what new stuff they bring to Dying Light 2. So if you haven't checked out Dying Light 1, highly recommend it. It's still an amazing game, an amazing looking game. The graphics hold up quite well to modern day games. So yeah, 4-player co-op, another co-op game where I can bash zombie heads. What is not to like? So Dying Light 2, hopefully you guys like what you see, and you're looking forward to more content on it, because I will absolutely be delivering that when this game releases. Oh man, I am excited for this one. I grew up with this series. I got nightmares as a very, very little kid playing the first game. That's right, Resident Evil Village is the next one. Whew. They've had some not so good games in the series, but the last game, 7, and now this one looks like it's really... It's back into the survival horror stuff that 7 kind of reignited, and I'm glad that game did so well, because it looks like they're following through with this one and kind of keeping to the same design concept and keep that horror in the game. So let's read a little bit about it. Experience survival horror like never before in the 8th major installment in the storied Resident Evil franchise, Resident Evil Village. Set a few years after the horrifying events in the critically acclaimed Resident Evil 7, the all-new storyline begins with Ethan Winters and his wife Mia living peacefully in a new location, free from their past nightmares. Just as they are building their new life together, tragedy befalls them once again. First-person action, players will assume the role of Ethan Winters and experience every up-close battle and terrifying pursuit through a first-person perspective. Familiar faces and new foes. Chris Redfield has typically been a hero in Resident Evil series, but his appearance in Resident Evil Village seemingly shrouds him in sinister motives. A host of new adversaries inhabiting the village will relentlessly hunt Ethan and hinder his every move as he attempts to make sense of the new nightmare he finds himself in. Chris Redfield. Evil? I don't know, I'm not buying it. There's some reason why he's doing some evil stuff. I don't know. I don't think he's truly the bad guy they're trying to present him as, but that is interesting. It's definitely enough to probably, make a few people be like, you know what? I'm gonna buy this game and find out what Chris is up to. I'm definitely interested in that. Find out what our old favorite character is doing. Chris is definitely an iconic member of the Resident Evil series, so I got to see who else makes an appearance. But not only is this game now available for pre-order today, they also have this multiplayer Reverse, Resident Evil Reverse available. If you check it out on Steam, you'll grab it if you pre-order the game. They'll give you that Reverse for free. It's a little odd. It's like a multiplayer versus thing in there. But I just thought I'd add that information in there in case you guys didn't know about that. But yeah, Resident Evil Village is definitely the main feature of this section of the video for sure. It is... Oh, that's impressive. Resident Evil Village, I didn't even notice that. The 8 in the name. How did I not pick up on that? Oh, sorry. There's our favorite dude, Chris, right there. No, Chris, no! Chris gone bad. Alright, let's move on. I think this next one might weird some of you guys out. If you're scared of the whole vampire and stuff, I gotta admit, the beginning of this trailer is definitely a little on the creepy side, but it definitely it does a good job of setting the tone. This game is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, and it is set to finally release in 2021. Let's dive into this thing. What monster will you be? Enter the world of darkness and rise through vampire society. Experience Seattle, a city full of alluring, dangerous characters and factions. In this sequel to the cult classic, your choices, plots, and schemes will change the balance of power. Choose to be brutal and unflinching, or cultured and seductive. Use charm, cunning, terror, and sheer will to rise through vampire society. Seattle has always been run by vampires. Hunt your prey across locations faithfully reimagined in the world of darkness. Choose a side among the competing vampire factions in the war for Seattle's blood trade. Everyone has hidden agendas, so choose your allies wisely. Written by the creative mind behind the original Bloodlines, live out your vampire fantasy in a city filled with intriguing characters that react to your choices. I'm looking forward to a really good single-player game with a story that I am left satisfied with at the end. Unfortunately, I did not get that very much from Cyberpunk, so I'm hoping for a big single-player game with a beautiful story this year, and it could be this game. This could be a very, very good story. I know it's going to be story-heavy. I know that. It's going to be story-heavy. Combat's supposed to... Oh, that is creepy. Your combat is supposed to be pretty good. And if you haven't played the original Bloodlines, it probably still holds up to this day. One thing I did read is that you will not need to play the first Bloodlines to play this one. You don't need to like follow up and you know, continue the story. It stands on its own. So if you were worried about that, worry no more. So hopefully this game looks good to you. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. This next game is the last game on the Part 1 video. We are also going to be uploading Part 2, of course, which might already be uploaded by the time you watch this video, so go check for that. Alright, let's read a little bit about Scavengers. Scavengers is your strategic survival battleground. Enter a free-to-play action shooter where squads of 3 compete to survive and dominate in a hybrid of sandbox-style PvE and class-based PvP. Choose from a roster of adaptive explorers. Arm yourselves with a combination of unique abilities and weapons, and conquer the challenges of a hostile wasteland. Outthink and outfight enemy players and the dwellers of the frozen earth. Experience a new kind of competitive shooter, where every match offers multiple strategic avenues. Your objective? Capture more data points than rival squads and stay alive. The rest is up to you. Track enemy players through snow, pit AI wildlife against adversaries, use storms and shelters to your advantage, stealthily navigate outposts, or take on the world guns blazing. It's player versus environment versus player, and creativity equals victory. Pretty cool. It's been a while since I played some good competitive shooter type games, and this one's third person, so it's definitely a change from the standard first person shooter games, and I can go for a break. I can go for a game like this. I'm definitely up to check it out. It's free to play, you know, so it's not always... We know how free to play can turn out, right? It's not always great, but I'm definitely interested in it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm absolutely going to try it. And hopefully you guys will watch the future video I create on Scavengers, and we can find out whether or not this game lives up to its hype. Putting some burn relief salve on my hands, because those games were fire. I burnt my mouse hand, burnt my keyboard hand. It's actually just lotion, but I needed it for a joke. That was horrible. But anyway, I had to cut this video into 2 parts. This is just part 1 because there's so many sexy games on the horizon, and I hope you will get there with us. So thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Skidda! Oh yeah, and like, subscribe, and all that stuff.